we're here at the Asia Venture Philanthropy Network Conference in Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia, and I'm here with Charles Yu from the United Nations Development Programme. Charles, welcome. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, Wario.
Now, tell us exactly what your role entails at the UN.
Certainly. I'm based from the regional office of the UNDP in the Bangkok Regional Center, where we cover the Asia Pacific around climate change adaptation. So my role as a climate finance and investment specialist is really supporting countries to develop programs that can combat climate change and support the communities and rural communities in the forefront of climate change. So climate change adaptation is where the focus area that I work in.
And you're talking about blended finance here, isn't it? Which is really interesting, and it's been a topical conversation here at the conference. It appears, and you work in this, so correct me if I'm wrong, that we're not quite far enough down the road when it comes to blended finance. Still got a long way to go.
A long way to go. I think there's different degrees of blended finance as well. Large infrastructure projects sometimes will consider blending finance between concessional capital and non-concessional capital. But UNDP is really working on the smaller scale, providing grant fundings to NGO, local communities for them to attract investment, attracting finance. So leveraging the capital, technical assistance from UNDP towards them, and for them to leverage greater finance and scale up their adaptation solution, the locally led adaptation solution.
And what sort of solutions are you working on at the moment when it comes to this finance?
It's really interesting. This particular program I oversee is a global program funded by Adaptation Fund and European Union. We work with 45 NGOs, CSOs across 32 countries. And it's ranged different types from agriculture farming, forestry, growing caterpillars on tree for sustainable food source, supporting women with mental disability on bee farming, and growing seaweed in Pacific with the local community, supporting a mountain tribe in Philippines around bamboo and cacao farming. It ranged to a different degree. But what our belief is we want to work with capable local actors, know what they're doing, provide funding and technical assistance and advocacy to them to help them scale.
And is there a return for investors? I mean, obviously there is that feel good.
Yes.
You know you are making an impact.
Yes.
That's that return of having an impact investment.
Yes.
But is there a financial return when you look at these?
Absolutely, great question. From our portfolio, 50% of them are not sort of revenue positive yet. But 50% of them through the UNDP program is already achieving positive revenue. And a lot of them are considered switching from not-for-profit to a for-profit, take-on investment so they can actually scale their work. We're supporting this Uganda organization really using a lease-to-own model to build aquaculture to supply food for school. At the beginning, he was only thinking of really providing 200 of this toolkit he developed himself. With our program, it's already reaching 2,000.
Wow.
Now he's looking at guarantees or concessional loans so he can take up to a further level. We work with Oxford and Yale MBA schools to provide support to these NGOs. And through the MBA student engagement program, the student estimated this particular entrepreneur can overtake a 16 million market in the local space. So they have tremendous growth opportunities for some of these locally led solutions.
It was absolutely amazing. Charles, such a pleasure to have you with us. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for the time.
Today.
Thank you.
Charles Yu with us right here on the APAC Network.